awesome. Thanks as always for stopping by. I'm always glad to see you. Well, I don't actually see you, but you got the point. Anyway, let's get straight to this episode.
Tell JK that I'm still rolling, yeah. Tell Russell I'm a rap, yeah. Bust that gang, ain't nobody messing with the gang. Might take a fly out for the weekend, yeah. And go can, cause I can, go low, go low.
Okay guys, I am officially back in the game. I'm super pumped, super energetic, super happy, and all of this good stuff. And I'm sorry if you saw yesterday's tape. I was a bit more down of energy than I usually am, but I am a normal human being. Yes, I am. I always thought I was a unicorn, but I apparently am a human being, and I kind of was influenced by stuff that happened, etc., etc. Doesn't matter. It matters that it was a setback, and I'm over it. Now, this trip was fantastic. The reason why it was fantastic for me is because it was so practical. The previous episode we talked about the theoretical part, and Tony basically wanted to convince you about the power of goal setting. And as far as having knowledge and learning and hearing this stuff is cool, I love when I get to do some practical stuff. And this is exactly what happened. He guided you through this 1 hour session where you were active all the time. Honestly, the most active tape I've done so far. Pretty cool, pretty interesting. I thought it would be like, I was like intimidated, it would be so much work, but it wasn't, because basically he was asking you like as if you were in a shopping spree. You would choose whatever you want, you know, and the same but for goal setting, obviously. He divided it in 3 sections: in personal development goals, in things goals, he called it, such as, you know, like material stuff or trips or, you know, any things like that, and also financial goals. And basically what he did in each of these 3 sections is the same process. He made you write for like 6 minutes, he guides you, he talks and gives you ideas, etc., during the process, and he asks you to just whatever comes to your mind, set all the goals that would really, you know, make you feel excited and that you would really want to do. He makes you put a year deadline. So within 1 year and 20 years, like for example, learning guitar, for me was like within 2 years, okay, and I had to put 2, and then so on and so forth. Learning a new language within 5 years, what would we think the timeline would be? And after you did that, he asked you to select top 3 out of these goals that were within 1 year, you know. So you selected the 3 things that were most exciting for you and that you really wanted to do within the 3 year. And so at the end of the session, you had like 9 top goals, and it's honestly pretty awesome. I got to discover even like stuff that I hadn't even thought, and just putting those numbers and the timelines, like within 2 years or when do you think that it would happen, it just, I don't know, it makes you feel also the state of urgency. And I'm like, oh my god, I actually want to do so much things within 2 years. I want to learn language, I want to do this. So, you know, it just makes you feel like more urgent towards what you need to do, and more aware, you know, because sometimes we are so focused towards what we do when we forget that there is a timeline for stuff we want to do if you really want to achieve our full potential. Another cool thing that he did is that he asked you for each of the 9 top goals to write and take action, to write an action step that, you know, so that you actually start doing those goals and, you know, getting closer to them. Because if we just talk about it and write about it, nothing's ever going to happen. So you need to take that action. And for example, what I did is one of the goals, self-development goals, for example, was so that I get fitter and healthier as much as I can during 1 year. And I wrote 1 step, and I am proud to say I did it already today, which was I went out and got a run by the lake and exercised. It was not necessarily easy because, for example, I have a lot of time without training, but I did it, I'm proud of it. But it can even be like something little, because sometimes to start we need to make things more crunchable, you know, more easy for us to start. So for example, another in the things goals that I have set it was that I make a trip with my mother to Cuba. I really want that. So of course right now I don't really have much resources or ways to do that, but what I did is that I just set a goal, an action step that was I would look at prices for the plane tickets, you know. It's not directly, you know, that it's gonna push me to make, but it is a step, and it's gonna help me at least for awareness, so that I start planning it, etc., etc. So taking these action steps was even better, no matter how little or big they were, and I really liked that part. The assignment part obviously wasn't that long because, well, the whole tape was basically assignment, but personally I will look back at these goals. I will probably most likely change the top 9 because, well, like we said in the other tape, you should practice fundamentals, and your passions, goals, desires can change, so it's good to recheck your goals as well, and rearrange stuff if you need to. But he did give a precise exercise, which was something like old chair. I forgot the term. I haven't set the notes, but basically he asked you to sit and imagine yourself in the rocking chair and being 80-year-olds or 90 or whatever, and looking back and imagining that you set a specific goal. Let's say being millionaire, or whatever, having this or having that, and what would that goal feel like if you had achieved it by 80, or the opposite. We've said pain can be a big motivator for us, and so if you hadn't set a specific goal, what would your life look like without that goal, and what would you feel like? What would be good or bad without it? I have tried a similar exercise, I think, in this video. It's a very powerful exercise. I haven't done this yet, actually, but I'm gonna do it because it's pretty cool. Anyway, guys, this was for this tape. As always, it's getting darker and the quality is getting worse because, well, I actually listen to the tape and do the tasks and edit and film before I show it to you, because it has to be as raw as possible, as we've talked before. But yeah, anyway, this tip was awesome. I loved it. I still have to do some tests for the goals I've set, but I'm super happy. I'm gonna see you tomorrow. As always, I love you and stay awesome. Bye bye. If you so, let's just go on.
Work, and my body do work.
Long story short, this tip was about you understanding the power of goal setting.